talking earlier, you used the phrase the capital stack. And would you mind sharing with our listeners what that means and how that's important to a business owner?
Okay. So the capital stack primarily is used in commercial loans. That would be number one. And commercial loans I define as loans against multifamily properties, office buildings, retail, shopping centers, and on along those lines. So what happens is when you're looking to build a shopping center, you're looking to build an office, you're looking to build some of the items I just mentioned, there's what is called a capital stack, especially as the loans get larger, because no one individual generally is in a position to come in with, for example, if it was a $100 million loan, even the richest of the rich do not have 50 million of their own money, let's say, to want to risk in one project. So what they do is they spread the risks. So traditionally what will happen is that the entrepreneur might come in with 10 or 15% of the capital himself. So on a $100 million transaction, that would be $10 million. And then he'd develop a capital stack. Now, a capital stack might be, so he's what is called the equity. Then there's what they call limited partnership equity. So he might go out, put a group together to complement what he's done. It might be another 10 or $15 million. And these are limited partners where basically he's taking the risk of any sort of guarantees or mortgages or whatever else he's signing in for. And they are just money people who want to get a return on their money higher than what the local bank's willing to offer. So that's what we call limited partners. Another part of the capital stack might be the debt itself. So the debt would be a bank, an insurance company, a private lender, and those are people who would make it a certain percentage loan to value, 50%, 75%, 80% loan to value or loan to the project cost. They would be part of the capital stack as well. And two other parts of the capital stack would be a something called mezzanine financing and another instrument called preferred equity. The way these work, these are not second mortgages. They don't go beyond the first mortgage. They are liens on the company that is actually borrowing the money. So it's almost like if there was a default, they wouldn't come behind the bank. They would actually become the owners of the corporation themselves, and they in turn would have to deal with the bank. And this is called mezzanine financing and preferred equity. And you add it all up, this is how these type of transactions are done because of the fact that you put different groups of capital together to basically form the basis of building the project. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. So I'm putting myself in the place of the business owner that's exploring these various options that you've just talked about. It's not just different lenders that might have different loan programs, but it's actually what's the best way to structure the funding through equity or debt or some combination of the two of them, right? And depending on how large the project, how complicated you want it to get, and how attractive it might be to some of these investors, you really have a lot of options to consider.